Guys, I just stopped playing God of War Ragnarok, and I felt like shooting myself when I was playing this game. I felt like I wanted to kill myself. I had no choice. I had to drop the controller. I couldn't take it anymore. Otherwise, I was going to lose my sanity. I dropped the controller. I took the disc out of my PS5. I went to GameStop and I sold this game. I just couldn't take it anymore. I got 12 hours into the game, all right? So I'm going to give you my review of it. I don't care if I didn't complete the game. I can still give you my take on it. So let's get right to it. Let's get to the gameplay loop. Extremely important, the gameplay loop. I'll tell you what the gameplay loop is. It's one very linear hallway, a very linear path. You go on this path, the game throws a few generic enemies at you. You kill these enemies with either your Blades of Chaos or your Leviathan Axe. Then you move a little bit forward. A few more enemies are thrown at you. Once again, you kill them. You move a little bit more forward. You have some very elementary puzzle to solve. You solve the puzzle. A cutscene plays. Once again, move forward. Kill a few enemies. Solve another easy-ass puzzle. Another cutscene plays. Ad nauseum for 24 hours. This is the game. It's not interactive. It's not engaging. It's just boring. It bores the hell out of you. But you'll say, but what about the combos you can pull off with the two weapons you have? That's great. That's fun for like the first 3 or 4 times. But after that, it gets boring. And this game is 24 hours long. How many combos do you want me to pull off at the same time? For the millionth time throughout the 24 hours. It's not engaging, guys. It's boring. How do you guys like these games? This game is like Final Fantasy 13 in a way that you're going through this very, very linear corridor, following a story and doing very meaningless and mindless tasks. That is the combat. It's very mindless, very boring. The puzzles don't engage you at all. And that's it. Even the story doesn't engage me. I'll get to the story later, but this is the gameplay loop. And the only part of the gameplay loop that really engaged me was the boss fights. Whoa, the boss fights were amazing. I'll give this game that. When it got to the boss fights, I would amp up the difficulty to give me glory, because I wanted a challenge. And when you fight the boss fight, your reflexes are tested. You're engaged. You're giving what you got to the game. Especially when the bosses, you have to parry them, you gotta dodge them, you gotta recognize their patterns, you gotta know when you stun them with Atreus' arrows, when you gotta move forward, when you gotta move back, when you gotta use your shields. See, you're getting engaged. The player is actually interacting with the game in a meaningful way. You're using your brain. That's why I like the boss fight sections. But the other part of the game, nah, that's boring as hell, man. I couldn't take it. Now you guys understand why I couldn't take it? But that's the gameplay loop. Really monotonous, really linear, not much player engagement involved, very boring, alright? Now let's get to the story, man. The story, guys, I'm not well versed in Norse mythology, I'll let you know that, and I did play the previous game, God of War 2018, but I just did not feel compelled by this game. The story felt like a slog. It had pacing issues, especially the Atreus sections. Oh my gosh, the Atreus sections. It felt like Sony Santa Monica was stabbing me in the heart. Oh, you like this, don't you? You like hurting yourself, don't you? I was like, oh my gosh. The Ironwood section with Angerboda. It was 3 hours long. At most, they could have wrapped that up in 30 minutes. 3 hours over there? Oh my gosh. I was like, when is this going to end? Please let the misery end. Let me get back to Kratos. I don't want to be here, man. All the Atreus sections are like that. It's terrible, man. And they slog. This entire story slogs. I'll let you know why the story slogs. Because it leaves me with more questions than answers. Who are the giants? Why are the giants so important? How are the giants come up with so much, with all these prophecies? What is exactly causing Ragnarok? What is Odin's end goal? Why is Odin terrorizing all these people? Why did Odin and the giants have a war? What's going on here? What's the source of all this conflict right here? What's everybody's end goal? Nothing is ever mentioned to me. And I got 12 hours into the game. I got to the Atreus section where you got to go to Asgard to meet Odin. I was like, no, not another Atreus section. No, eject the disc out of my PS5. I can't take this anymore. The story just felt like a drag, guys. I'm at 12 hours, and it's 24-hour long game. Another 12 hours of this misery. I can't take it. And the cast of characters. There are a few good characters. Kratos is great, right? But I wish he talked more. There isn't as much father-son dynamic anymore. He doesn't say boy as much anymore. You get what I mean? He's more silent and more soft. I wish he spoke more. The two twins, I mean, not the two twins, the two brothers, Rock and Sindri, great characters. I like their interactivity, their lines, they're funny, they're engaging. I listen when they talk. Mimir is alright, but the rest of the characters, man, they're boring. They'll make me fall asleep. Freya's boring. Tyr is a wimp. He's a soy boy. Forget about it. All these the other characters, man, I don't even care about them. I don't even pay attention to them. So you can see, the story's a slog. The characters aren't that exciting. I'm not going to be engaged. And I wasn't engaged, to tell you the truth. It was boring, man. And so I had no reason to play after 12 hours. If I don't feel engaged, I don't want to play. And this is a cinematic game, a story-based game, but the story just wasn't doing it for me. And the gameplay loop on top of it is extremely repetitive. What can I say? And Atreus, man, that guy is the worst character. I wish Kratos would slap the shit out of this character. Such a terrible character, man. So annoying, so stupid, so naive. How can you be so dumb, man? Oh my gosh. Oh, and these sections are the worst. And these sections make up a good chunk of the game. What was Sony Santa Monica thinking, man? But let's get to the good part, right? The graphics. The graphics are great. They make my TV screen pop with color. Have you guys ever been to Best Buy? You see their TVs on display with the demos running. You're like, wow, that looks good, right? That's how this game makes my TV look good. Like, wow, this looks, it pops out, man. But once again, graphics don't make a game, right? They're at best supplementary. The gameplay loop and the story make the game, which it completely fails at. And then you go to the controls. The controls, they're good. They don't get in the way. They're responsive. But hey, it's not something I want to talk too much about because they're good, all right? But the stuff is the story, man. I'm telling you guys, the story, it drags. This is a story that they could have finished in 15 hours if it didn't drag so much. It has so much pacing issues, especially with the Atreus sections. And then the combat loop. If you're going to have a gameplay loop like this, your game better not be that long. You can't justify a 24-hour, 25-hour long game with such a bland and boring and generic gameplay loop. Where have you seen this gameplay loop? Oh yeah, we've seen it in Uncharted. We've seen it in The Last of Us. I can't take it, man. I can't take it at all. It just hurted me, man. What's the point of playing games if you're not having fun? Isn't the point to have fun? If I'm not having fun, why the hell am I playing a game? I just can't understand it, man. This is gonna win Game of the Year? Hell no, please no. But I know, of course, most gamers, they're dumbasses. They mindlessly consume stuff. And of course, it's going to win Game of the Year. But you know what my score is? My score is 5 out of 10. I couldn't even finish this game. What a shame.